Hello, Carrots here. Welcome to part 22 of the 30 Grandchildren Badge attempt, or Head of the Family Badge. Alecia and Dennis have just returned from their vacation in Isla Paradiso. Downstairs in their basement garden, Larry is happily carving pumpkins. It's not the time of year for pumpkin carving, but that doesn't bother Larry. He's sitting very close to the forbidden fruit seed that Alecia planted just before she and Dennis left on their vacation. Upstairs, Dennis is continuing with his painting career, and there is Jerry, Alecia's mother, talking to her teenage daughter, Joni. At the other end of that level, we find two of Alecia's younger young adult sisters, Felicia and Latoya. Felicia's practicing her martial arts skill, while Latoya collects some of the gems that have been produced, while various members of the household have been breaking space rocks. I'll try to get Latoya to cut a few of them in a gem cutting machine. Back down near where Dennis is painting, we see Alecia is trying to catch herself a death fish in the wishing well. There are often death fish caught from the wishing well, but I don't think Alecia's going to have much luck today. She has a wish to catch a death fish. That's why she's doing it. It could be good for her to have a spare death fish because she does know the recipe for ambrosia, and that requires a death fish and a live fruit. The sim behind her making the ice sculpture is Lynette, and she is Alecia's younger sister. And Lynette is the next one in line to go on vacation with her future husband, who happens to be sitting down in the basement carving pumpkins at the moment. There hasn't been a lot of interaction between Lynette and Larry so far. Larry hasn't been in the household for very long, and he's mostly just been learning basic skills and reading cooking books and fishing bait books. From here on in, we'll be focusing more on developing the relationship between Lynette and Larry, and then they'll head off on their vacation, probably in the next episode. Lynette has finished her ice sculpture. It's called Out of Water. Of course, she hasn't done very many ice sculptures yet, so it will melt very soon, so she'd better sell it. Once she's done 25 ice sculptures, then she'll be able to sculpt an ice that never melts. We look forward to that moment. And that's the gem cutting machine to the right of the ice sculpture. Here's Lynette. She's come to sell her sculpture. Now that she's made that out of water once, she'll be able to make it again whenever she wants to. And she can make it in other types of material as well. It doesn't have to be made in ice. Alecia's younger brother, Kobe, is working on a small painting. He's already mastered the painting skill, and here's Dennis. He's come to sell that painting to help himself get to the top of the painting career, hopefully before he gets married to Alecia, but probably won't make it in time. He might have to wait until he's been married and living in his own home with Alecia, where they're having babies, before he gets to the top. He's already almost at the top. He's about level 9, I think, of the painting career right now. Alecia's in her athletic outfit. I thought it'd be nice to see her in that for a while. And that's her youngest brother, Kendall, doing the sculpting. He's a bit of a worry. At the moment, he's working through some of the sculpting challenges. I'm not sure when we'll age him up. He will end up being the only teen left, and he needs to work to get to the top of the photographic skill before he will achieve his lifetime wish. If you saw the last episode, when Alecia and Dennis went on their vacation together, you will know that at the very end of that video, Dennis proposed marriage to Alecia, and she very excitedly accepted. And they've come home, and they have now organised the wedding for the earliest time possible. We've invited the whole household, plus the imaginary friends that have been made real, and Alecia's older brothers and their wives, who have already got married and moved out into their own homes in earlier episodes. And now they are Mr. and Mrs. Holden Harper, and that was worth 5,000 lifetime happiness points. There's Gwen with a pearl necklace and a pink dress. Gwen is Jathan's wife. They were the first couple to get married. I think most of the imaginary friends turned up, and that one in the culinary career outfit, that'd be Ben, one of the imaginary friends. He's about to rush off to work. That's Lynette there in the dress with the diamonds, black and purple. She will be the next bride. That's Syne with black hair and dark suit with his back closest to us is another one of the imaginary friends. Hello, we've got another one running off to culinary career. That's Edith. She is the girlfriend of one of the imaginary friends made real, Byron. I think he's here somewhere. I can see quite a few of the imaginary friends. Some of them have got partners now, most haven't. Oh, there's the genie, the evil genie, who's constantly trying to do horrible things, breaking up other Sims and things like that. She's irresistible, makes it easy for her to break up relationships. I don't think she's actually been very successful at doing it, but she does keep trying. This is such an unruly mob. Now I've got to try to get them all into this building so they can have a feast to celebrate the wedding and some dancing. We'll see how many we actually get in there. That's Ben, one of the imaginary friends made real, and he's supposed to be at work in the culinary career. And that's Joni, one of Alicia's sisters. And that's Larry sitting down, and Jerry with the dress with the circle cut out. That's Alicia's mother. And Alicia's sister, Felicia, is sitting down now. Demetria and Dolores sitting at that table. And here comes Dennis. He's going to sit at the table next to his mother-in-law while Larry heads off to the bar. And Alicia's standing there as the bride. There's Dennis, he's sat down. A look at the back of Alicia's wedding dress. Constance is standing on the dance floor, just watching and wondering what to do next. That'll be Sharonda in the black dress, looking at the chocolate fountain that hasn't been set to work yet. Latoya is in the yellow dress, and that's Megan with the purple dress with the split that goes almost up to her waist. It looks like they're starting to settle down to eat. There's Kobe with the brown suit on. I can only mainly see members of Alicia's immediate family here. There's only one imaginary friend made real that's showed up so far, and that is Ben. And I thought he'd gone to work because he wants to be a celebrated 5-star chef. They're having problems with all the menus on the tables because I forgot to hire a chef. I'll do that for the next wedding we have in this venue. Oh, there's Jeannie. She's showed up. She doesn't live in the household anymore. She used to. She came out of a dusty old lamp that Robbie had, and Robbie isn't here either. And he is one of Alicia's older brothers who has already been married and moved out. I see Brian across the other side of the room there. He's got red hair and a blue shirt on. He was standing right in front of that huge cake. He was the first imaginary friend to be made real. And I also saw his partner. She was wearing a black dress with big flower on the front of it, but I can't see her now. And of course that's Kendall with the blue shirt with the black cat crawling up his back. He is the youngest of Alicia's brothers. He'll be the last teen in the household. Other imaginary friends I've seen include Wynne, who's just sat down. She's got the very fair blonde bun with a grey pantsuit on. And I've also seen Jake, but I can't see him now. Looks like Ben's having a dance. I'm pleased to see some of them starting to dance. I wish the bride and groom had decided to dance on the dance floor. I did tell them to dance on the dance floor, but they just kept walking. This pair are impossible. I never can control them. They always do exactly what they want to do. Oh, there's Robbie. He's just turned up. He's got the blue shirt on. I can't see Candace around. That's Robbie there. Can't see Candace around anywhere. Candace is his wife, but she's in the culinary career. She might have gone off to work. Well, I'm glad to see they're all starting to dance. I think that one in the red and white check shirt might be an imaginary friend as well. That's Brian. He's changed. No wonder I couldn't recognise him before. He's changed clothes. He had a blue shirt on before, and now he's got his red shirt on. I guess the blue shirt was part of his formal outfit. Now he's changed into his everyday outfit. And that's Wynne standing across the other side crying. That's Wynne there. She's another imaginary friend made real. So we've ended up with a few of the imaginary friends. You can see with Brian's hair how he's got the purple and the red. That was before I started getting really dramatic with the way I changed them. After a while I gave them completely different hair and everything. So they're happily dancing on their own. Everybody else is dancing with everybody else. Poor Dennis, he's got a bouquet face. Yep, that's definitely Brian with the red and white shirt and the default imaginary friend, purple and red hair. Felicia's decided to read by the look of it, just sitting down by herself. Lynette's having a happy dance by herself. Her future husband is here. Lynette's going to be the next bride. And Larry, her husband-to-be. Okay, we're back home now. A lot of them have just come home. They're in their formal gear and the garden needs tending, so they've come down. And that, I believe, would be Wilfred. And he's just been tending to the forbidden fruit that belongs to Dennis and Alecia, and they won't be able to move out until Alecia has picked that fruit. She planted it there before she went on vacation, and now she's come home and it's still growing, but she'll have to stay here because she'll need to pick it, because if it's a baby, she's taking it with her. We are not keeping it in this household, but that was her wish, and so she had it granted. She's going to deal with the consequences herself. The wedding is actually still going on. It's just that some of them have autonomously decided to head for home, and they're gardening in their formal gear. They didn't get changed from their wedding finery. We'll go back to the wedding after a bit and just see what's happening there. They're all still dancing, but I just thought I'd come back here and see what's happening here. Here's Demetria and Alecia. Alicia's going to try to revive some of those dead death flowers. She's got the green thumb and her gardening skill is above level 5, so she can revive them if they're revivable, but she didn't succeed with that one. Back at the wedding, everybody's gone home except for the bride and groom, which seems a bit backwards to me because as far as I know, just about every wedding I've ever attended, bride and groom leave first. And I think this pair just want to be alone, and they do love to dance, so they've stayed back to enjoy being alone together and just dancing in a pretty room. All of that dancing made them hungry, and since there was so much food left over on their buffet table, they decided to each grab a plate and sit down and have a feast, all by themselves. Somehow I think they would have preferred to have eloped as well, but after Robbie and Candace eloped, they felt the pressure from the rest of the household to have a proper wedding at home. We'll leave the happy couple alone at the wedding and come back to check out the garden. Everybody's still very much in wedding mood, but the gardening needs to be done. Lynette was watering and Megan was heading down that spiral staircase to help. Alecia did eventually come home and got right into breaking space rocks and finding lots of gems in them that Felicia was collecting. Alecia was momentarily interrupted by her younger sister Sharonda, who wanted to talk to her just for a while. She mightn't get to see her big sister much now that she's married, and Felicia has just about finished picking up all those gems, so Alecia can get back to breaking more space rocks and creating more gems for them to collect. It's a great way to practice cutting gems in the gem cutting machine. There's a badge for that as well. If you can cut all of the gem types in the gem cutting machine. The trick is you've also got to specify gem dust if you want to get that badge. Oh, so that was Constance that was having all those thought bubbles down at the bottom there. Alecia got back into trying to break space rocks. There goes Felicia. She's going to go to the gem cutting machine, start cutting those gems she picked up. It takes Alecia forever to break a space rock, but we'll see if she gets a gem out of it, since Felicia's picked all of the gems up that were there already. Sharonda's very interested to see. Oh, there it is. Yep, she got a gem. Good on ya, Alecia. And here is Felicia cutting gems in the gem cutting machine. That'll keep her busy for a while. Megan is about to finish her painting, and she had a wish to paint a brilliant painting, and I think she must have succeeded because she got 250 lifetime happiness points. And Kobe's all excited because he sold his painting for more than 2,000 simoleons. I liked that zebra. Hopefully he'll paint it again one day. Oh wow, Alicia's found a dance floor and an audience. It's only her husband watching her, but you know, she's got somebody to give her a clap and edge her on. She's doing quite a good job at that dance too. But notice there's a birthday cake sitting on the table. There's 2 birthday cakes sitting on 2 tables. It's obviously birthday time. And here comes Constance. I think it might be her birthday. There's only 2 of the girls that are still teens, and we always aged up 2 at a time. So it'll be Constance and Joni who get aged up today. That'll leave only Kendall as a teen. Constance makes her wish and then blows out the candles. And then we wait for her to transform. Will she get to choose a new trait? I do believe she will, because she was A grade at school. And she goes. Yes, she can choose her own new trait, and we're going to go for family oriented because she's another one who's going to have lots of babies. Here comes Jerry, the mother, in a little grey dress. It's like Larry's got singed. So Constance and Dennis are enjoying the cake. Everybody else is still too busy blowing whistles and celebrating the fact that there's a birthday happening to worry about eating cake. I'm feeling this birthday might take quite a while to get through before everybody gets to have a piece of cake. We've got way too much to still get done this episode, and we can't sit around here waiting for all of those stragglers to finally decide to get a bit of cake and come and eat it. So let's move on to the next birthday party. And this one will be Joni aging up to young adult. Larry missed out on a bit of a cake from Constance's birthday, and he took the time to go and have a shower, and that's him sitting over there reading in his blue shirt. So he's no longer singed. And here is Joni, ready and waiting to blow out her candles. Joni's lifetime wish was illustrious author, and she was working very hard on her writing skill. It wasn't her most favourite activity. It was very difficult to keep her writing, but she did finally manage to complete her lifetime wish. Constance, well, she wanted to be a Renaissance sim, so she just had to get to level 10 in 3 skills, and she managed to get to level 10 and a few more than that. I think Joni's at level 10 with quite a few skills, but she had to get 2 specific skills to be able to get her lifetime wish. And there she is, Joni's transformed, and she was a grade A student, so she gets her new trait, which is, of course, a family oriented. Another one who's going to have lots of babies. I think that outfit's a little bit suspect. We will get these 2 into Creator Sim shortly, or Stylist at least, and give them a whole new set of outfits for each of them. You can sit down there and enjoy their cake. The only teen left in the house now is Kendall, and I've still got to decide what to do about him. He needs to get to level 10 in the photography skill. Now there's only one of them working on a skill, I might concentrate on him for a while. The other one that hasn't got their lifetime wish is Wilfred. He wants to adopt a unicorn. I don't think he can do that in Cake Island because I've never found a unicorn in Cake Island. So we'll probably have to take him to one of the World Adventure Worlds on his vacation and see if he can adopt a unicorn there. See what happens. I can't see it working because he won't be able to get it home, I don't think. The forbidden fruit seed that Alecia planted before she went on vacation with Dennis is still growing beautifully. It's mature, so tomorrow she ought to be able to pick it. And then, hopefully, well, whether it's another forbidden fruit seed or a plant sim baby, she'll be going with Dennis to go and live in their own house. Oh, she's going to pick it now. It is mature. And she's got a baby girl. And she's going to call her Alice. Well, here we are. We're going to see a little plant sim being picked. There we got a baby girl plant sim called Alice. Now we can send Alecia and Dennis and Alice off to their new home, close to where the other siblings with their spouses have moved. Dennis will adopt little Alice, so she has two parents, and she's got a grandmother because she's in Jerry's family tree as a grandchild. Unfortunately, both of those grandchildren that you see there will not count towards the 30 grandchildren because I wasn't logged in, and I'm going to be swapping out of this household several times before we start counting grandchildren being born. We've got to get everybody who needs to be married and moved out of here and into their own homes before we can start counting the grandchildren. And we're only on to the third couple who are about to move out right now. And there's another 12 couples to go, so it'll be a long time before we start counting grandchildren, which is a bit sad. At this point, the active household contains only 3 Sims: Dennis, Alecia, and Alice. All of the others are effectively townies and free to do whatever they like until I finish settling this little family of 3 into their new home. Dennis turns up in a big white car to collect Alecia and Alice. I can only assume that car was in the garage of the house they've just bought. I made sure that Jerry had the car belonging to her household in her inventory to make sure this pair didn't run off with it. The little family have arrived at their new residence. Most of the time that I am with them, I will be in build or buy mode. That's their neighbour, Ursula Gammon, taking her toddler for a walk in the stroller. Ursula and her toddler are both witches. I'll see more of them, I'm sure. Now for a quick look around the Holden Harper residence. I've got all sorts of fun things for children and toddlers. Sand pit and swings and a spring rider, basketball hoop, trampoline, cubby house, slip and slide. And there's also a large basement because Alecia got to the top of the science skill and she was given a group science project as a reward. And I had to move it into this house with them, and the only way I could do that was to get them to move out of the main household and choose this small household, just the 3 of them, as the active household. That way they took the family inventory with them, and I had made sure that the family inventory only contained the things that this household owned, such as the group science project and the few things that Alecia had purchased at the little shop in the Blue Water Fun Park when they went on their vacation. Some of the things that she bought went into her inventory and some went into the household inventory, and so we needed to bring the household inventory with us. Now you can transfer things between Sims and household inventory, but there's one thing that you can't transfer, and that's the group science project, and that is the one thing that I most particularly wanted, so that was the way I had to do it this way. While I was at their house, I upgraded all of their things such as beds and bathroom fixtures and fittings and the kitchen, the fridge and the stove and the sink. So they've got they don't have the best of everything, but they have got better quality. Shouldn't burn the house down with their cheap stove, for example. And that brings us back to Ben, our resident imaginary friend made real. It's time for him to move out and find his own place in the world. And that's why he was probably at the wedding, because he was still a member of this household. But now he's not any longer. He's now a household of one. And I moved him into this house. I thought it was an interesting house, and it's perfectly set up for him. It's got similar facilities to the houses that I'm moving the other imaginary friends into. And I upgraded most of what he had in there. Bed and bathroom facilities and kitchen have all been done up. The problem is, of course, as soon as he moved in, that genie grabbed him and he's left that house and he moved into another 4-bedroom house. Just let me show you what our Ben has gone and done. Number one, if you look right across to the right-hand corner, the top of the screen, you can see a circle around a house. Now that house is the house that Jerry has raised her 15 children in, and it is the house that we're usually playing as the active household. House number 2 is the house that I moved Ben into, his first home away from the main household. It's Pumpkin Pie House, and you can see it circled on the map above. This is a starter home set up for a couple with at least one child and a baby or toddler. But Jeannie Elsa lives across the street. You can see Elsa's house here, and Javin and Gwen live directly opposite Elsa. This is the view of the front of Elsa's house. All 6 houses in this street look like this, and the other residents of the street include Ursula Gammon with her family, Javin and Gwen, Robbie and Candace, and Alecia and Dennis. Elsa's house is number 3 on the list on the left, and you can follow the arrow to the actual house on the map. So now you've got an idea of the sort of houses everybody else lives in. Now I'll show you where Ben has moved. It's number 4 on the list, Lemon Manor, and just look at it. It's supposed to be 4 bedrooms, but it's got 3 levels. I think I'm going to be booting him out of there eventually. In celebration of Ben's departure from the main house, Sharonda has taken her Cuddles out of her inventory and placed her on the floor in the hope that Cuddles might become live. And look, there she is. She is now a live imaginary friend doll. Now it's up to the pair of them to become sufficiently good friends for Cuddles to be prepared to drink the potion that Sharonda has got in her inventory. So that is Constance that's just walked across there. She's the one who just aged up to young adult with Joni, and they've just graduated. Constance had pigtails before, and I've given her a bun now that she's a grown up young adult. Of course, Constance can't see Cuddles, and she must probably think that Sharonda is being really weird talking to herself and then ignoring all attempts that Constance made at trying to start a conversation with her. But Sharonda's going to have to chat with Cuddles for a while now so that she can get their friendship up enough for Cuddles to drink the potion. Sharonda's had that potion in her pocket for several episodes. It's been a while. Oh, we've got a new sim in the house as well. He was able to move in because Dennis and Alecia have moved out. His name is Frank Harper, and I accidentally gave him the same last name as Dennis, so now I'm tossing up whether I should make him a relative of Dennis's or not. Frank is meant for Felicia. We haven't really introduced them yet, but they'll get to know each other gradually. So it's pillow fight in the kitchen to try to improve the friendship between Sharonda and Cuddles. Must look really funny with that pillow that Cuddles has got floating around in the air and whacking Sharonda in the head. I'll have a go at making a different sim active so we can see what happens when Cuddles vanishes. Hello, they've started changing into their... Look, Cuddles has vanished, see? But the pillow fight was over anyway, so we didn't see the pillow. I have to try that with another imaginary friend. At the moment, we're all heading off to graduation for Joni and Constance. Believe it or not, there's a limo hidden underneath that ice cream truck. So there's only one teen left in this household, and that would be Kendall. He's the one there with the blue shirt with the black cat climbing up his back. This will be the last graduation we'll see for a while because I haven't decided yet when to age Kendall up, and when he does graduate it'll be only him. I've reduced the size of the household. There's only 16 Sims in it now, and I'll try to make sure that the number of Sims never goes above that, even though as the couples move out there will be more spaces left, so I'll probably start adding 2 or 3 potential spouses at a time shortly. So there they go. to the graduation. And here they are, they've arrived. Here's another chance to see them all in their finery. The two graduates are there. I think they're called graduands or something like that. I looked it up. A graduand is a person who is about to receive an academic degree. This pair are just receiving diplomas, so I'm not sure what applies to them. So they're either graduands or graduates. They will be graduates when they come out with their diplomas anyway. At least all of the women have got their proper outfits on now. There's no more of them turning up in their beige petticoats as we had earlier in the series. That's Felicia at the back there. She's going to be the last one in. Nobody else is hanging around unusual. It's usually paparazzi or protesters or somebody. Now it's time to wait until they all emerge. Here they come. First one out is Larry. He is the next groom. He's going to be marrying Lynette shortly. And there's Constance. And there's Frank. Yes, she's just caught her diploma. That'd be Demetria, followed by Joni and Sharonda and Jerry. I'm getting to know them all. The game must be nearly over. Joni managed to toss her diploma in the air and catch it. There's Kendall, only teen left. Megan with the purple dress, and Latoya in yellow. Lynette, the next bride. Robbie, Dolores, and now I can't tell. But they're all coming out, and the funny thing is how they go home. They all arrived in a single limo, but they're going to go home, each of them on their own, with their own limo. That one in the blue dress is just walking away from us is paparazzi. Joni's going to play the guitar for a while. She must be happy. She loves to play the guitar. It was so hard getting her to do her writing to get a lifetime wish because all she wanted to do was play the guitar. And I'm saying, just get to that computer and write. She finally did enough writing. She got a lifetime wish. So I suppose she can just play the guitar now. So here we are back at home with Cuddles. It's all down to Cuddles and Sharonda now. They've got to do the business of becoming really good friends so Cuddles can drink the potion that Sharonda has in her inventory. And Larry's just going to stand there and take up space. And Lynette, it's Larry and Lynette are the next bridal couple. They'll be going on vacation, probably in the next episode. They don't know each other very well yet because Larry hasn't been in the game for all that long, so we'll have to work with them when they do go on their vacation. Oh look, what's happened? Oh, Cuddles has got the potion. And now she's turning into a real Syne. And she's thinking about Kobe's. That's how we know she's going to be a girl. And there she is. But I'm going to operate on her now, and she will look nothing like that when I'm finished with her. First of all, she's going to get a new name. She's going to be Kathy. Jerry's down here. She's got her green thumb at work on the dead death flower bushes. She's pretty good at it. She usually gets success when she tries to revive them. There's Kathy. I told you she'd look different. Hot pink hair. You'll see a lot more of her in the next episode. You're not going to see much of her here and now because it's at the end of the video, and I do hope you have enjoyed the video. Oh look, there's Frank down the end learning his gardening skill. Yes, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, give it a like. If you haven't subscribed yet and you want to make sure you see my future videos, you'd better perhaps have a go at subscribing and clicking the bell so you get notified. Bye bye for now. Yes, Kendall's got to do some sculpting. He keeps wishing to have more and more sculptures placed. So bye bye for now. Thank you for watching and happy simming.